On June 29th, Chinese tycoon Miles Guo Wengui and Trump's former strategist Steve Bannon said in Bannon's program, War Room, that the Epoch Times reporters live-streamed the news 24/7 and stood by the young protesters in Hong Kong, despite the danger. According to Miles Guo, the Epoch Times and NTDTV's perseverance in exposing the Chinese Communist Party and reporting the truth attract attacks by some mainstream Western media who have taken money from the CCP. Instead of making the CCP accountable for the pandemic, these media outlets choose to attack the Epoch Times. Banon said that the Epoch Times has revealed many facts about the Wuhan virus, also known as the CCP virus, but the other media ignored these facts.
Here's what I think is Americans can't understand. Why do you think the West, in the United States of America and in Western Europe, why, with all the evidence is being shown by GTV, GNews, Epoch Times, new Tang Dynasty TV, why is the West not holding the Chinese Communist Party accountable for this pandemic, all the deaths and all the economic destruction?
Miles Guo pointed out that the CCP has invested heavily in Western media and has turned the media into a cover-up tool for the CCP.
All the big platform is behind is to take big money from the CCP. You know, CCP always the philosophy. We make the dirty water, we can get the fish. They want to make the dirty water in the west side of the media.
On June the 10th, the U.S. Department of Justice revealed that the CCP, through its overseas English mouthpiece, China Daily, paid a total of $19 million from November 2016 to April 2020 to about 10 mainstream media outlets in the name of advertising and printing fees. The Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal are the CCP's main targets. China Daily's advertising payments for these two media are $4.6 million and $6 million US, respectively. The Department of Justice documents also recorded that the New York Times and Foreign Policy magazine received $50,000 and $240,000, respectively. The Foreign Policy magazine belongs to the Washington Post Media Group, later renamed Graham Holdings Company. The controlling shareholder and chairman of the board of directors of Graham Holdings is Donald Graham, the husband of former Voice of America director Amanda. The CCP paid for these advertisements by inserting the China Watch supplement of the China Daily into the newspapers. These inserts look like a normal section of the host newspapers. In February this year, the U.S. State Department designated the 5 CCP media in the U.S. as foreign missions: Xinhua News Agency, China Global TV Network, China Radio International, China Daily, and People's Daily. As a result, these entities have to register their U.S. employees and properties, just as foreign embassies. The Department of Justice document also disclosed that the China Daily paid about $7 million US to major local newspapers such as the Los Angeles Times, Seattle Times, Atlanta Constitution, Chicago Tribune, Houston Chronicle, and Boston Globe. The printing service fees paid to the Los Angeles Times exceeded $650,000. Banon said that Western media ignored CCP's crimes, but instead attacked media that reported the truth, such as the Epoch Times, NTDTV, GTV, and GNews. He added that Westerners must realize that the media they watch are siding with the CCP.
And it's time that the American people woke up, the people in Europe woke up, the people in the United Kingdom woke up, and understand their media is basically becoming almost like a propaganda arm of the CCP.
They make justice, they try to give West the world the truth. But you look at the West side media, they scared Falun Gong. They want to take down Falun Gong, talk the truth. They want to try to clean the CCP, make dirty the water, show you the truth.
A special issue published in the Epoch Times in April specifically reported that the CCP covered up the outbreak of the Wuhan virus, also known as the CCP virus, resulting in the global pandemic. The special issue includes a timetable that shows how the CCP government conceals information about the epidemic and suppresses whistleblowers. It also covers the CCP's dissemination of false information. Shortly after the special issue was published in Canada, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation (CBC) attacked the Epoch Times. Current event commentator Sheng Xue said that she was convinced that the CBC's behavior was not an accidental behavior of some reporters or editors, but a deliberate decision by the media outlet. Guo also mentioned that Hong Kong Epoch Times reporters faced life and death situations during the anti-extradition protests, but persevered on reporting 24/7 because the Epoch Times dared to report the truth. The CCP is afraid of it.
Yes, sir. You look at the Hong Kong movement. Only is Falun Gong is a reporter 24 hours. They every minute maybe get to die in Hong Kong street, fight with the child student. They never talk religion. They never talk politics. They just show you truth. It's life. Where's the New York Times? Where's FT? Where's the BBC? Where's the CNN? I never see. Only the Falun Gong there. Even with the Blue Movement, we don't do a lot because it's too dangerous.
During the 6-month anti-extradition protest, frontline reporters from Hong Kong Epoch Times and NTDTV were repeatedly hit by police tear gas and pepper sprays. On the evening of June the 12th, an important anniversary of the Hong Kong protests, an Epoch Times reporter was attacked by a man with a knife while live streaming on the street in Kwun Tong. A brave citizen came to rescue. This Good Samaritan's hand was cut and was sent to the hospital. In the early morning of November 19, 2019, the printing plant of the Hong Kong Epoch Times was set on fire, resulting in damages of printing equipment and newspapers. The security camera recorded the 4 mobs dressed in black, holding batons that looked like police batons. They threatened the workers at the scene while pouring gasoline to start the fire before escaping. The arson was included in the 2019 report on international religious freedom by the U.S. State Department.